welcome back, and if you're new, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Amanda, and today we are going to be going over our February TBR.
I feel like for the most part, you're pretty good at sticking to your TBR list. I'm not. I'm very much a mood reader, so every time I try to make like a monthly TBR, it just doesn't happen for me, but these are the ones I'd like to read this month.
So before we get into our individual lists, we do want to start reading one of the same books every month. This month we actually have two that we both want to read. So first up is The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary.
It's basically about two people that lease the same apartment, but since their work schedules are completely opposite, they never actually see each other.
Not only is it their apartment that they share, it's also their bed that they share.
That's crazy.
I know. I would want my own bed.
I'm already excited though for them to meet. We've seen this one a lot on Book Talk. I think it's going to be an exciting read, and us getting to see how the relationship forms, I'm so excited already. So the next book we both want to read this month is actually an ARC that we got sent through Instagram. The author, Dallas Woodburn, reached out to see if we'd be interested in reading and reviewing, so make sure to follow our Instagram if you want to be updated on that. But we're really excited. It's our first ARC. This story is basically about one girl that brings together multiple people just because of her influence over their lives, I think.
I think this girl, Carissa, is a really horrible person. She kind of like ruins multiple people's lives in a way. She goes after her sister. Carissa's already like hotter and better than her sister, I think it is. She sets her sister up to be on like this weight loss show that she has to go on and like work out and calorie count and all that.
That's awful. I know they also mentioned like she had broken up with her boyfriend and he's doing everything he can in his power to like win her back, so
I think the sister likes
the sister's gonna end up with him. We already have predictions. We haven't even started the book, but we're really excited to both read this one, and we appreciate the author for reaching out.
So I did want to stick to reading mostly romance books or just like pink books in general for the month of February. So first up is Last Chance Books by Kelsey Rodkie. This is a YA contemporary romance. It's about Madeline, who decides to take over her family's independently owned bookstore business, and then right across the street a guy opens up a chain bookstore.
Wow.
So he's like threatening to shut down her family's business, and obviously I think it's going to be like enemies to lovers, which I love. I haven't seen this one around, and I'm actually surprised by that because I think the cover is so cute. It just like screams Valentine's Day to me. I think this one will be a really good one to read in February. I did get this one from Book Outlet for $8, and it's a hardback, so I am looking forward to reading this one.
So the first book I have on my February TBR is The Unbecoming of Mara Dreyer by Michelle Hodkin. I'm really excited to read this. I've been seeing it on Book Talk. I don't know if it's necessarily trending, but there are certain like pages that I follow that constantly recommend this one, so I'm super excited. I believe it's a trilogy, but it's basically about a girl named Mara, and she wakes up in the hospital. She doesn't know how she got there, and she's told that there's been this huge accident that killed all of her friends but left her unharmed. So yeah, a little bit of a mystery, but it's also a romance, so I think it kind of fits in with the February theme, even though it's a little more dark.
Oh, I'm like, how the hell does that
well, you got that romance going on, but I am interested in learning what exactly happened and what this accident was, but so excited to finally read this.
Okay, so the next one that I really want to read in February is The Roommate by Rosie Dannon. This is an adult contemporary romance. It's about a girl named Clara who moves across the country thinking that she's going to move in with her childhood best friend slash crush, but she actually is moving in with a complete stranger. And so she ends up looking this guy online and finds out that he has made quite the name for himself in an industry that we will not be talking about today. I saw this book everywhere last year. All over Bookstagram.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it'll be great. I'm sure it's gonna be friggin' funny and cute. It'll be another great one to read around Valentine's Day.
The next one I have on my list is The Wedding Date by Jasmine Gilroy. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that last name right, but this one I think is the most Valentine's Day themed one on my list this month. I think it's perfect. It's basically about a guy named Drew who is going to his ex's wedding without a date until he meets this girl in an elevator who decides to go with him. So I'm very excited. This sounds so much like just a rom-com, those movies we grew up on, so I'm hoping it's perfect vibes for Valentine's Day. So super excited. I think it'll be cute and funny, and it'll be my one like traditional love story, I feel.
So the next one is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. I loved A Court of Mist and Fury, and it was kind of left on a cliffhanger, so I've been trying not to pick this one up because I knew I'll just like go through them, and I don't want that to happen to me. So it's pink. It'll go perfect with my February pink theme. This is the final book in the trilogy. I'm excited but also sad to see what's gonna happen.
The next one I have on my list is Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. I read a bunch of her books last month and I absolutely loved her writing. I knew I wanted to read more of her books, so I picked up this one. It is a Viking story about a 17-year-old girl who is basically a warrior and her entire life is just about fighting and surviving. I'm pretty sure the main plot is about two enemy clans, and I think she needs to unite both sides in order to fight a common enemy. I'm very interested. I don't normally read books like this, but again, I do love the author. I have a feeling she's not going to disappoint. There's also a whole thing in this book basically where when she's on the battlefield, she sees her brother fighting for the other side who she watched die like 5 years ago. There's a whole bunch of like twists in here, so very excited, but I do love this author.
The last month I did read the 4th book in the off-campus series, so now I want to start the Briar U series. It is a spin-off. I believe it is the same concept. 4 hockey player best friends. I think each of their books is their own relationship and they're all going to have different tropes. I'm trying to finish the Briar U and then go back and read the Legacy so that I can read a different series after that. Because now I'm getting to the point where I have too many series. Like, I need to calm down. Let's finish
one and then move on. So the next book I have on my list is Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. This one I honestly feel like I've been putting off just because I feel like the hype is kind of over. I know like the past few years it's been so popular and I felt like if I hadn't read it already, like the time has just passed, but I do think it would be a great one to read this month, especially if I do want to like incorporate more romances for Valentine's Day, but this one's kind of just like the long-awaited one, you know? This is about two people who are paired up as pen pals when they are kids, and then for the next 7 years they continue to communicate throughout these letters. They do have 3 rules: no social media, no phone numbers, and no pictures. They're really only communicating by these letters, but as they're getting to know each other, their relationship kind of starts to grow, and then all of a sudden one of them stops responding for 3 months. I think it's more like, what happened? I need to find them, you know? I'm not too sure, but I am excited. I hope they do meet. That has to be what it's about. But I know this one's like super big in like high school almost. There's a whole trend about girls like bringing this book to class
to the boys
and making like their guy classmates read it.
Okay, so the last one I'm going to talk about today is God Bless This Mess by Hannah Brown. Hannah is my favorite bachelorette, so I have been wanting to read her memoir. This was one that I was so excited to get on that Barnes & Noble 50% off hardback sale. I'm hoping I get all the bachelorette tea in this, all like, you know, the hidden secrets. But it is pink. It falls in line with what my theme is for this month.
And that'll be your first like non-fiction as well. So maybe you'll like it.
Maybe.
The last book I'm going to talk about today is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. This one we see everywhere as well, especially in fantasy. Super popular fantasy duology. It's basically a reimagining of Romeo and Juliet. This is set in the 1920s and there's a blood feud between 2 gangs. There's this sort of madness or contagion / monster that's kind of taking over their town and killing people on both sides. I'm pretty sure our 2 main characters have to come together, work together in order to make sure that there is a city left for one of them to rule. Romeo and Juliet, we know how that ended. This is just, I guess, like a fantasy dark twist on it. I think it could be interesting. I have been loving all of the fantasy books that I've read this year. I do have high hopes. I hope it's very good. If you have read this, let me know in the comments your thoughts. I think I've seen kind of mixed things about this duology, so let me know what you think.
So that is going to be it for today's video. Comment down below and let us know what you're most excited to read in February.
If you did stay until the end of this video, please give us a like. We do put out videos every Wednesday and Thursday, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Let us know what book videos you would like to see from us. We are up for any suggestions, and as always, all of our social medias are down in the description box below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.